This Family Life News podcast is made possible by the support of listeners like you.
Next on the 5 o'clock report.
Miss Bowie's alleged plot was serious, it was dangerous, and it was foiled.
We're so grateful to God for his unconditional love.
She's got a good chance of beating these charges, as heinous as they are.
My first thought was, oh boy. And then my boss comes around the corner, he's like, oh boy.
Now, let's go to the newsroom.
Good afternoon and welcome to the broadcast. I'm Family Life News anchor Sarah Harnish. Terror toppled. The FBI has thwarted an attack on the New York State Capitol.
Miss Bowie didn't just want to kill lawmakers. She wanted a complete disruption of our government. I'm here with our partners to say, not on our watch.
FBI field agent Craig Tremoroli says 35-year-old Jessica Bowie was radicalized by ISIS and had obtained a weapon and bomb-making supplies to take out the New York State Capitol building while it was packed with lawmakers. He says she'd already done surveillance on the building 5 times.
Make no mistake about it, Miss Bowie's alleged plot was serious, it was dangerous, and thanks to the partnerships on the FBI's Joint Terrorism Task Force, it was foiled.
Tremoroli says 9/11 may have been 25 years ago, but terrorism is still alive in the United States.
She told the source that she went from a little girl waving an American flag after 9/11 to now having stickers of the fallen towers. There are still adversaries intent on conducting terrorist attacks on American soil.
The FBI has stopped 400 attacks on U.S. soil in the past year. From the war at home to the war abroad, President Trump says he'll impose economic D-Day on Iran starting today.
Well, we have things that we could sanction. We have very draconian sanctions, and we'll see what happens.
Trump says the Strait of Hormuz is moving for now.
Right now, the strait is open. A lot of boats are coming through. That may slow down a little bit at some point, but right now a lot of boats are coming through. The naval blockade has been extremely effective.
Trump today joined First Lady Melania Trump for a White House event highlighting her Fostering the Future initiative. The program supports education and safe uses of advanced technology, as well as scholarships for kids in foster care. Former Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard gave an update on her husband's rare bone cancer this afternoon on Facebook.
We talked with our doctors and said, okay, what are our options? One is a very invasive surgery to remove the bottom part of Abraham's sacrum and his tailbone. And the other option was radiation. So we scheduled the surgery as quickly as we could.
She says he made it through the surgery safely and is recovering. Then she publicly thanked the Lord for carrying their family.
We are so grateful to God for his unconditional love, for being our shelter, for being our peace and our strength. We want to say thank you to the doctors, the surgeon, the pathologist. We want to say thank you to all of you sharing the most beautiful prayers with us.
Gabbard stepped down from her cabinet post to care for her husband. The Lindsay Clancy murder trial has wrapped up for the day in Massachusetts. Clancy admitted to strangling her 3 young children in 2023 and claims postpartum psychosis. Fox analyst James Gagliano predicts she may never go back to jail.
She's going to go away to a mental health facility. They'll review it every 5 or 10 years to see if she can be released. She's not going to go home. But she's got a good chance of beating these charges, as heinous as they are.
People supporting Lindsay Clancy have raised nearly $1 million for her during the trial on GoFundMe. People are standing outside the courthouse with signs of support, seeing Lindsay as the poster child for those battling postpartum depression.
I deeply feel like Lindsay was failed by the medical system.
The prosecuting team says there is no level of depression that justifies the murder of 3 small children. The national debt has now hit a staggering $40 trillion, double where it was a decade ago. ABC's Rebecca Jarvis.
It's tough to even wrap your head around this number, but I want to put the $40 trillion in real terms. First, it makes borrowing more expensive. A new mortgage, your credit cards, those costs can and are going up. 2, it fuels inflation. And 3, it makes it harder for the government to spend on things like healthcare, education, our roads, and our defense.
And cash for compassion. The U.S. State Department is turning to faith-based groups in a major shift on foreign aid. Family Life's Bob Price has the story.
Yes, Sarah, under the America First Global Health Strategy, groups like World Vision, Compassion, and Samaritan's Purse will receive up to $850 million over 5 years. Another $1.4 billion will support 2,500 faith-based hospitals and clinics and pay frontline healthcare workers. The assistance follows massive cuts to U.S. aid as the Trump administration reshapes how the United States delivers foreign aid. Bob Price, Family Life News.
Still to come on the 5 o'clock report, the latest on the plane versus chopper crash in Pennsylvania, Snapchat cocaine, and NOAA has the fall weather prediction. Those stories after our weather now.
I'm Kevin Williams, and here is your Family Life regional weather forecast. Turned out to be a cool, wet day across Pennsylvania and parts of New York's southern tier, but that system is pushing away. Clearing skies are ahead, and we're still on track for a beautiful day tomorrow. But the weather systems continue moving at a pretty good clip. The next rainmaker is on the docket for the weekend, later Saturday into Sunday. Our call for tonight, some evening rain across parts of central and northeast Pennsylvania and New York's eastern southern tier. That'll move out. Elsewhere, from the west to east, the sky's clearing. It'll end up starlit. Patchy dense fog will form. It'll be cool overnight. Low temps mainly 50s. Then for tomorrow, it's a nice day. Decent amount of sunshine. Temperatures rebounding into the 70s to near 80. On Saturday, though, turning cloudy again, with showers arriving from southwest to northeast during the day. Possible thunder. High temps 70s and lower 80s. And there'll be some showers around Sunday.
Thank you, Kevin. Checking the stories making news where you live across New York and Pennsylvania. It was quite a night in Carlisle, PA. A pilot was killed and 2 state troopers injured last night after a small plane and a police helicopter collided. Lauren Sutherland was a witness.
The state police copter was fully down on the ground. It looked like the other airplane was flipped over. And then, of course, there was a very fast response.
Governor Josh Shapiro gave an update on the troopers.
I'm pleased and relieved to be able to share with you that after an aviation accident this evening in Carlisle, 2 of those heroes, 2 Pennsylvania state troopers, Corporal Bryce Corman and Trooper Jason Mills, while injured, are going to be okay.
Lieutenant Colonel George Bivens says the police chopper was hovering several feet off the ground in a grassy area adjacent to the runway when a small aircraft hit it from behind.
As that Cessna came down along that runway, for an unknown reason, it veered hard to the right at the last moment.
The pilot was killed. In New York, we're learning more about that collision yesterday in Ontario County between a dump truck and a medical transport bus that left 1 dead and 6 injured in the town of Hopewell.
It's a bad intersection, and this is, unfortunately very typical.
Raymond Wolfram lives 3 houses down from that intersection and has counted at least a dozen crashes there in just the past year.
It's pretty much a blind crossing. You don't really see them until they crest the hill. They're doing 55 miles an hour.
This intersection is known for crashes. It's known for personal injury crashes, and it is specifically for northbound vehicles that are going to cross Route 488. It is a challenge.
A passenger on the bus was killed. The intersection was closed for 5 hours. Now to the Penn State fraternity drug trafficking ring. Police allege students involved completed drug sales by using social media sites like Snapchat and Cash App. Authorities say the cocaine connections came from 2 fraternities on campus. Frat pledges were directed to cut and package coke as part of their initiation ceremonies. And the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Association, NOAA, just released fall predictions for Pennsylvania and New York weather as El Nino grows stronger. They say fall is just around the corner, but summer might be sticking around a little longer. Most of the country is expected to see warmer than average weather over the next 3 months. New York and PA warmer and drier with temperatures 33 to 40% hotter than usual. Warm corn mazes and apple picking ahead. On deck next, the satire site The Babylon Bee just sued the state of New Mexico after they banned the site's AI spoof videos. Alliance Defending Freedom has taken up the case. We sit down with ADF's Chelsea Yeoman for Faith Under Fire. Let's listen in.
This is now the third state. New Mexico is the third state that we at ADF have had to sue on behalf of our incredible clients, the Babylon Bee, behind California and Hawaii, who are attempting to censor satire, censor humor, censor particularly political speech, which is a highly protected First Amendment speech category and is as protected as religious speech, for example. And the reason they're trying to do this is because Babylon Bee, as we all know well, has satire, and they create funny memes, they create funny videos. They did one of Gavin Newsom, and it's all a joke. It's obviously satire, and it's political speech at its finest, which is what the public arena of discussion is supposed to be protecting adamantly. And so when a state like New Mexico or these other states go to censor political speech, we stand here to sue them and challenge them. We won twice before, and I have no doubt we'll see victory in New Mexico as well.
Yeah, they're pretty wild with their posts. This was a clip that was generated with AI by the Babylon Bee of Bernie Sanders trying to take Elon Musk's money. Listen to this.
I hear you have $1 trillion.
Yes, I am a trillionaire, but I don't actually have $1 trillion.
I want it!
There's no money.
Give it to me!
I love the quote from the Babylon Bee CEO, Seth Dillon. He says, "We're getting pulled over by the joke police, but comedy isn't a crime." And he's right. It's free speech. So what's at stake? If a case like this were to not be won, what would happen?
I think it's a significant case because it does go to show what we call the censorship industrial complex is tightening. And so what we typically would see is maybe governments trying to use warning labels, in the case of pregnancy resource centers, for example, forcing them to say they don't do sonograms when they might, or they might not have a doctor on staff when they might. And we've won all those cases. And this is another example of a one-way censorship street where they're trying to say political speech is not protected under the First Amendment and can be fined up to $20,000 for a violation. It's criminal.
You can hear the entire interview with Chelsea Yeoman on Faith Under Fire and all of our Family Life original news features at Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Spotify, and FamilyLife.org.
Do you have any sinking funds? Hi, I'm Rob West with the Faith and Finance Minute. No, I'm not talking about stock market losses. A sinking fund is a simple, intentional way to save for upcoming expenses. Take Christmas, for example. Instead of scrambling in December or relying on credit, try setting aside $100 a month in a separate account. Do that starting at the beginning of the year, and you'll have $1,200 ready to go without the stress. As you make purchases, the balance will sink, but that's the point. You're spending from a place of peace, not panic. Sinking funds also work for vacations, car repairs, insurance premiums, or any non-monthly expense that tends to sneak up on you. It's a small habit with a big impact and another way to be a wise steward of what God provides. Connect with a certified Kingdom advisor who's been trained to deliver financial advice that aligns with your Christian values by visiting our website, faithfi.com.
Finally, at 5, a guy has gone viral in Wisconsin after dropping 8.5 gallons of liquid custard as he was filling an ice cream machine. The internet has dubbed him the Custard King.
The custard mix shot up my nose. So it's in my sinus all day, and it's all I can taste. Since this weekend, I haven't been able to have custard. It's just I can still taste it, and it's not a good taste.
Carter Sampson at Jill's Frozen Custard in Milwaukee was interviewed by Fox News. He says the owner saw the mess. 2 employees doused in raw custard, every machine and every surface covered. The floor so coated in liquid ice cream it would require several moppings just 20 minutes before opening the store.
I couldn't see. You can see me take off my glasses there. I could not see what was going on. It was just full of mix, and my first thought was, oh boy. And then my boss comes around the corner. He's like, oh, boy.
He told Sampson, go home, shower, and then come back to work. Sampson still has a job today. He says maybe his mishaps will brighten someone else's day.
People have just been saying that they've been watching the video nonstop. They'll have a bad day at work. I'm like, well, just go watch my video. It'll make you laugh. So
what has this moment taught you?
Don't take an easy morning for granted. Anything could go wrong at any given moment. But going throughout the rest of the day, I was like, you can't have a bad day after this.
Carter Sampson, the king of the bad day, turned for good. And that's the world that we live in for Thursday, the 20th of August. I'm Sarah Harnish, and this is Family Life News.
Thank you for listening to this Family Life News podcast. If you've been encouraged by what you've heard, please share it with others and click the subscribe button to automatically receive future episodes. Family Life is a listener-supported ministry. Podcasts like this are made possible by your financial partnership. Find out more at familylife.org.